I read an article once by some neuroscientist that said according to brain development, most people don't fully become adults until we're in our 30s. Well, I don't know how true that is, but I would say that for me, God did an amazing work in me during my 30s. They were definitely a period of me becoming more self-aware and more confident. I learned to laugh at myself. I gave myself a lot to laugh at. I've fallen deeper and deeper in love and still blush when he enters a room. I received an infertility diagnosis, and then I gave birth to 3 healthy miracle babies. Praise God. I experienced toxic friendships. I also saw the toxicity I had within. I realized who my true friends were. I survived natural disasters and self-made disasters. I was baptized in the Jordan River. I've been both the teacher and the student. I experienced hurt. I chose to allow it to serve as a mirror to how I've hurt others. I learned how to create healthy boundaries. I lost some friends. I gained some sisters. God was making room. I quit a job. I was laid off from a job. I bounced back and became a senior director, breaking barriers and leading a team in corporate America. I've walked through joys and sorrows with my best friend by my side. Along with my husband, I've opened 2 businesses. I read a lot of books. I wrote some too, 13 to be exact. I became a global speaker. I became a global missionary and philanthropist, serving in Kenya, Czech Republic, Haiti, and South Africa. I became a ministry leader and a Bible teacher. Who would have thought? I learned how to truly forgive. I reconciled relationships with both parents. I renewed bonds with early mentors and found some new ones too. I realized I still need them to teach me, and that now I have something to teach as well. I became a mom and experienced joy that I didn't know was possible. I met my match, and she has all of my ways and twice my energy. I took about 1 million pictures. After years of low self-esteem, I finally realized that I am beautiful. I lost some loved ones. I reconnected with some loved ones. I once checked out of life for a month and traveled the world with my 3 favorite guys. I tried some new things. I have failed miserably. I've become more resilient. I got fit. I got fat. I've repeated this a few times. I made a lot of money. I lost some money. I reached financial milestones that my trailer park teenage self never even thought to pray for. I've climbed the corporate ladder of success. I've also spent time as a full-time stay-at-home mom. I've learned that there's peace, purpose, and fulfillment in either one. I went natural. Then I changed my mind. Ultimately, I realized I am beautiful either way. I began telling people I love that I love them. I hugged and hugged and hugged. I traveled 30 countries and 40 states. I struggled with my faith. I've taken leaps of faith. I produced a documentary about my early life. I modeled in a South African fashion show. I became a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I learned to swim. I fell in love with an alpha man. I fell in love with myself. I grew in contentment. I experienced burnout and depression and anxiety. I went to therapy. I learned to practice self-care and to ask for help. I learned to exercise the power in my voice. I went on The Price is Right and got a chance to come on down. I saw the fulfillment of my biggest dreams. Then I realized that relative to what God has planned for me, my dreams were too small. I've laughed until I cried. I've cried myself to sleep. I've learned that joy often does come in the morning. I grew in gratitude. I grew in grace. I learned to trust God for real. I don't know if all of this makes me a real adult or not, but what I do know is that I close out this decade of my 30s. I'm more grateful, more secure, and more determined than ever to see the actualization of God's purpose and plan for my life. All of that was still only the beginning of my story. I'm so thankful and excited to see what God will do next.